Entrepreneurs facing the dragons have quite often set up their company and sourced a product. They just need an extra injection of cash to launch onto the market. This is the case with garden designer Nicky Stanley, who's travelled from Hampshire to ask the dragons to invest £48,500 for a 30% stake in her Easy Up Patio system.
Hello, Julie. Hello, Shaf. My name is Nicky Stanley. I'm the director of Pick Up a Patio Limited, and I'm here today to ask for £48,500 in return for 30% of my company. As a garden designer, I'm used to the logistical nightmare of trying to transport heavy slabs, sand, cement, tools, wheelbarrows through customers' properties that are terraced and have no rear access, and more often than not, nowhere to park outside of the property. Typically, for a 2-metre circular patio, you pay anywhere between £500 and £700 for supply and lay. I looked at ways that we could possibly replicate the look and feel of a circular patio, but in an easy DIY perspective. I came up with a configuration that has a one-piece rubber patio cover and its own ground stabilising sub-base. The idea behind it is that the customer would simply dig a hole in their turf, pop their sub-base down, put the patio mat over, and peg the whole assembly into the ground. Basically, it can be done by practically anybody within an hour, with no fuss, no hassle, no skill needed, no tools, no sand and cement. I've held really successful meetings with senior buyers at B&Q who are really excited about the innovative DIY approach to this product. Thank you for listening, and do you have any questions?
Just touch it and see what it's looking like close up. Does it...
This is a prototype that I made myself.
Although battling with nerves, Nicky has delivered a clear and concise pitch detailing her progress so far. Julie Meyer wants to know how it all began.
I'm Julie.
Hello, Julie.
Have you been running your own business and now a kind of gardening supplies or gardening services, or?
I started to do garden design for my husband's company. He was a fencing contractor. It just became apparent how popular these features are, but it was particularly the terrace houses and, you know, the 2 up, 2 down, back-to-back houses. We arrived one day, it was mid-July, absolutely stinking hot, had to park the other end of the street with the truck, barrow it all down, take the door off the hinges to get the wheelbarrow through, and I just got out the back door and I thought, God, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So that's when I started to develop this.
Nicky, what market research have you done?
I haven't done any end-user customer market research. I prefer to get in and see the senior buyers, and I wanted to understand if the buyers thought that their customers will buy the product. Because for me, the senior buyers should know what their customers go for and what they don't. And all of the feedback was really very encouraging.
And when you went to see the buyers, you just phoned them up and said, I've got a new product, I'd like to come and discuss it with you, and they just invited you in, yeah?
Yes, it was a little bit more hard work than that, but I was very successful, and I saw the junior buyer at B&Q, and some weeks later he put me onto the senior buyer who loves it. He's offered me a trial for 200 products and 10 for 20 of the key stores. He needs to see that the rubber compound is UV stable. He wants to be assured that we can fulfill order. But basically he's waiting on me to get the investment to come into the marketplace.
Nicky is off to a promising start, and the Dragons seem impressed with her attempts to infiltrate the DIY market. Shaf Rasul wants to start talking numbers.
And how much do you think you would retail that for?
$259.99.
$259.99.
Yeah.
And why not $269.99? I mean, how'd you come up with $259.99?
I'm benchmarking it against a mid-range circular stone patio. But the benefit to the customer is they don't have to buy a ton of sand, 4 bags of cement, or they don't have to spend their whole weekend doing it themselves.
Yep.
So that's where the monetary benefit comes in.
Nicky, you said you are looking for £48,000, £500,000. What are you going to do with that money?
Basically, to secure the B&Q trial, to do the UV test, to provide them with the samples in this material, that's £4,500.
Mm-hmm.
The tool for a 2-metre circular patio, it's a metal tool, that's £22,000.
Okay.
I need £20,000 to supply, for stock, 200 stock.
Okay.
And there's £2,000 contingency.
Okay. What would you be earning in terms of profit numbers at the end of year 3?
Okay, net profit 500k at the end of year 3. And that's based on 17,120 units being sold. And I've based my figures on the assumption that we run a successful trial with B&Q. They take the 200, and then after that it's rolled out to all 330 branches in the UK.
Nicky has ambitious forecasts for the future, but they hinge on a single deal that she won't be able to deliver on without the Dragons' cash. Shaf Rasul wants more detail.
Nicky, can we go back to this B&Q order?
Yeah.
Okay. So the conversation with them was they will take 200 units. They're going to cut you a purchase order, is that right? For 200 units?
I've been into, obviously, not many people get in to see B&Q with a prototype, so he was interested enough in the concept to invite me in for a first meeting, a second meeting, and then a third meeting.
Are they going to cut you a purchase order, or are you going to supply the stock into them as consignment stock or sale or return stock?
It's not sale or return. He's going to order 200 units.
Okay.
There's a 100% refund if any's faulty, but it's not on a sale or return basis.
Okay, are you offering them stock rotation, or?
I don't understand what that means.
That means if they don't. That means if they don't actually sell it, you have to take the stock back.
No, that's not what he said in his emails to me.
I think it's to be flushed out in the negotiation.
I haven't got to that stage yet, and I cannot ask him these specific questions because I'm a great believer in don't say anything, you haven't got anything to say. He's told me what he wants, and until I can go back to him with that, I'm not going to waste his time.
Cracks are beginning to show as Nicky is scrutinised further on her deal with B&Q. Shaf Rasul is unconvinced, but rival dragon Julie Meyer wants to give the entrepreneur another chance to explain herself.
Nicky, if you and I worked together for 6 months, what kind of things would I know about you over that course of 6 months that are not obvious to me today?
I'm really, up till this time in my life, I've been a hard worker, but also a good mother. So I've kind of had to balance the two because I want to do a good job of both. So I've kind of had to be held back in what I can achieve. Now my youngest is 13, and now I can, and I will, and I want to show what I've always been capable of. So I'm very determined, and I'm very focused, very driven. This is a mass market potential, and I want to, you know, in 3 years' time, be looking to move into Europe.
Nicky, my gut feeling on this is I don't think this is a mass market product.
Okay.
I think it's a niche sort of product, and you're a very sort of likeable person, okay? And you obviously walked into B&Q, and the buyers thought, God, I don't want to upset her. I'll take 200 units. That's a no-brainer. You know, I've done it myself. People come in to sell me something, and they're expecting to sell me 10 million or something, and I say, listen, I'll tell you what, why don't you sell us 1,000, and if they sell, we'll buy some more off you. But if they don't sell, we'll just send you them back. And they're like, yeah, okay. And they walk out really, really happy.
Okay.
And my gut feeling is, and I could be wrong, but my gut feeling is that's what's happened there. And on that basis, I'm afraid I'm out.
Shaf Rasul thinks the opportunity too small and declares himself out. But Julie Meyer has warmed to the entrepreneur and is still undecided.
This is really tough. I think I like your style, and I can sense your determined nature. I would suggest get something a little bit more tangible that gets it further along. But I just think right now I'm more impressed with you than feeling that I understand the business opportunity. So I think even though it's not one for me right now, don't count me out, because I'd like to follow the progress if that's not too much of a letdown. But I think, given what you've presented today, I am intrigued, but I'm not convinced. And I'm sorry, I think for that reason.
That's okay. I fully understand that. But I've risked everything for 2 years with this. I couldn't afford to get a tool made to make this.
Yes.
And I needed to have a prototype. So I actually I found another rubber substance that I could cold cure, and I went to our local boat builders and I made the tea all day and gave them chocolate hobnobs so they could teach me how to fiberglass so that I could actually make this myself. I made the frame myself, so if there's a hurdle, I'll get over it.
My sense is that you're gonna do something pretty interesting here, but I think for right now what you presented, I'm afraid I'm out.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Nicky. Good luck to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Despite her best efforts, Nicky failed to woo the dragons, but she leaves the den with some good advice and, who knows, a possible business ally in the future.
What she has is that you can sense the determination and she also feels that this is her moment to do something. But £50,000 kind of with the sketchy was just a different kind of thing.
Yeah, so she could come in and offer us, I don't know, 5% for 5k or something.
Anyway, nice lady.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay now.
Right. Now, how was it? How was the whole den experience for you?
Really enjoyed it. I think it was positive.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Shaf was out so early. But I think Julie really liked it.
Yeah, she was, I mean, watching it was difficult to know whether she was, I'm sure you were the same. It looked as though she was going to go for it at some point.
Yeah, I think she will. No, well.
You think she will?
3 weeks.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So is this experience, has this sort of dented your ambitions at all with regards to this? No? Okay, that's good. Okay.
No, I still totally believe in the product. There's a hell of a lot of interest out there.
Can you give us any other ideas that you're working on at the moment?
No,
or not?
definitely not.
Good. Okay, good. So when you're a multi-millionaire,
Yeah.
you can have a chat with Shaf Rasul and tell him that he was an idiot for not investing in rubber patios.
You can do that.
Good. Okay. Thanks ever so much,
Thanks very
Nicky. Out of the den, I'm afraid. No cash, but good luck.
No problem.
Thanks. Bye-bye.